She uploaded our biggest fight to TikTok. 5 million views in 3 days. And that's how I found out my girlfriend had been lying about everything for 8 months. My name is Marcus, and I'm 28 years old. I thought I understood the world, understood relationships, understood the woman I'd been dating for 2 years. Her name was Brianna, and she was a content creator. That's what she called herself. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. She had about 50,000 followers when we met, posting lifestyle content, fashion hauls, that kind of thing. I supported her dream. I really did. I filmed her videos, helped with editing, drove her to photo shoots. I believed in her. But somewhere along the way, I stopped being her boyfriend and became her content. It started small. She'd post photos of us together, which was fine. Cute couple stuff. Then she started filming our dates without telling me. I'd find myself in her stories, mid-conversation, mid-bite of food, totally unaware I was being broadcast to thousands of strangers. When I asked her to warn me first, she laughed it off, said I was being paranoid, said it was just part of her job. I let it go because I loved her. Because I thought supporting your partner meant accepting their choices even when they made you uncomfortable. That was my first mistake. The fight happened on a Tuesday night. We'd been arguing about money. Brianna had quit her part-time job 6 months earlier to focus on content creation full-time. She said she was going to make it big, that the algorithm was finally favoring her posts, that sponsorships were coming. But they weren't. Not really. Maybe a free protein powder here, a discount code there. Nothing that paid actual bills. Meanwhile, I was working 50-hour weeks as a software developer, covering rent, groceries, her car insurance, everything. I was exhausted, burnt out. And that night, I finally snapped. I told her she needed to get a real job. I know how that sounds. I know that content creation is a real job for some people. But for Brianna, it had become an excuse to avoid responsibility while I carried the financial weight of both our lives. She exploded, screamed that I didn't support her dreams, that I was jealous of her success, that I was trying to control her. I screamed back that there was no success to be jealous of, that I was drowning in debt while she filmed herself doing makeup tutorials. It was ugly. The kind of fight where you say things you can't take back. I told her I was done. Done paying for everything. Done being her personal bank account. Done with the relationship. She went silent. Dead silent. That scared me more than the screaming. She pulled out her phone, and I saw her fingers moving across the screen. I didn't think anything of it. I was too angry, too hurt. I went to the bedroom, slammed the door, and sat on the edge of the bed with my head in my hands, wondering how we'd gotten here. I fell asleep eventually, emotionally exhausted. When I woke up the next morning, Brianna was already gone. Her side of the bed was cold. I checked my phone. 43 missed calls, 117 text messages, emails, DMs on every social media platform. My stomach dropped. I opened TikTok. The video was pinned at the top of her profile. 5 million views. The caption read, POV. Your boyfriend tells you to give up your dreams because he's insecure about your success. The video was our fight. She'd recorded the entire thing. Me yelling, red-faced, veins bulging in my neck, telling her to get a real job. Her crying, looking small and vulnerable, defending her passion. She'd edited it perfectly. Cut out all the context about the money, about the bills, about the 8 months of me supporting her financially. cut out her screaming at me, just showed me as this aggressive, controlling monster destroying her dreams. The comments were a nightmare. Thousands of people calling me abusive, toxic, a narcissist. Some were doxing me, posting my full name, my workplace, my address. People were calling for me to be fired, to be arrested. Death threats filled my inbox. I tried calling Brianna. She didn't answer. I texted her, begged her to take the video down, to post the truth, to explain the context. Nothing. Radio silence. I went to her best friend's apartment, thinking she might be there. Her friend opened the door, looked at me like I was a monster, and told me Brianna was scared of me, that I should stay away, or she'd call the cops. I felt the ground disappear beneath my feet. This wasn't real. This couldn't be happening. I drove to my parents' house because I didn't know where else to go. My mom took one look at me and knew something was catastrophically wrong. I showed her the video, watched her face change as she realized her son was being portrayed as an abuser to millions of strangers. My dad, always the practical one, told me to get a lawyer. That's when things got even worse. 2 days later, Brianna posted a follow-up video. In it, she was in a new apartment, tears streaming down her face, talking about how she'd escaped an abusive relationship, how I'd financially controlled her, isolated her from friends, manipulated her into thinking she was the problem. Every word was a lie, or rather, every word was a twisted version of the truth, facts rearranged into a narrative that painted me as a villain. She started a GoFundMe for her escape fund. It raised $60,000 in a week. $60,000 from strangers who believed her story because she told it beautifully, cinematically, with perfect lighting and emotional music. I hired a lawyer. We sent cease and desist letters, threatened defamation lawsuits. Brianna's response? Another video, claiming I was now legally harassing her, trying to silence her story. Her follower count exploded to 300,000. Brands started sponsoring her. She got a deal with a mental health app for survivors of abuse. She was monetizing my destruction. I lost my job. Not officially because of the video, but the timing was suspicious. My boss said they were downsizing, but I knew the truth. The company didn't want the controversy. My friends stopped calling. Some believed Brianna's story. Others just didn't want to be associated with the drama. I moved back in with my parents at 28 years old, my life in ruins, all because I'd asked my girlfriend to help pay rent. Then, 3 months later, someone sent me a screenshot, a message thread between Brianna and her friend, dated 2 weeks before our big fight. In it, Brianna was planning the whole thing. She'd written about needing a viral moment to boost her following, about how relationship drama always performed well on TikTok, about how she needed to provoke a fight and film it. My blood turned to ice. She'd orchestrated everything. The fight wasn't spontaneous. She'd been financially draining me on purpose, pushing my buttons, waiting for me to snap so she could capture it. I was never her boyfriend. I was content. A storyline. A villain in her narrative arc designed to generate views and sympathy donations. I took the screenshots to my lawyer. We filed a defamation suit. The case is still ongoing, tangled in legal complexity about public figures and freedom of speech. Brianna's lawyers argue that she has the right to share her experience, that truth is subjective, that I can't prove malicious intent. Maybe they're right. Maybe the law won't give me justice. But here's what I know now. In the age of social media, your life can be weaponized against you. Every moment can be recorded, edited, manipulated, and broadcast to millions of people who will judge you based on a 60-second video, without context, without nuance, without truth. You can be tried and convicted in the court of public opinion before you even know you're on trial. Brianna's still making content. She's up to 500,000 followers now. Posts about healing from trauma, about finding yourself after toxic relationships, about the importance of believing survivors. Sometimes I see her videos recommended on my feed, even though I've blocked her on everything. The algorithm doesn't care about my pain. It just knows her content performs well. People eat it up. They don't know they're consuming a lie. They don't know that the survivor they're supporting is actually the abuser, that the villain they're attacking was actually the victim. And even if I could tell them, would they believe me? Or would they just see another abusive ex trying to discredit his victim story? I've started rebuilding my life. Found a new job in a different city where nobody knows my face or my name. I deleted all my social media. I don't date anymore. Don't trust anymore. Because how can you trust someone when you know that any moment, any conversation, any vulnerability could be recorded and weaponized? How can you love someone when you know that your relationship might just be content, waiting to be monetized? Brianna taught me that some people see other humans as resources to be extracted and discarded. That love can be performance art. That truth is whatever gets the most views. I don't know if I'll ever fully recover from what she did to me. Some days I'm angry. Some days I'm just tired. But mostly I'm haunted by this question. How many other people out there are living through their own version of this nightmare, destroyed by someone else's carefully edited story, unable to defend themselves because the truth is too complicated for a TikTok video? That's the real horror. Not that Brianna lied about me, but that in our current world, her lie was more believable, more shareable, more profitable than my truth. And there was nothing I could do to stop it.